If you're under the age of 18, the content of this video is not intended for you. Please stop watching now. Hey YouTube, it's Audrey, and I'm here for the first installment of a new collab hosted by Jamie, who is Poetspice here on YouTube. It is called the 3D and Interactive Collaboration, and it will be held every Wednesday morning at 10 a.m. Eastern, 9 a.m. Central Time throughout the month of June. In this collab, what we will be doing is providing inspiration for you using or making projects that are 3D or interactive. So things like boxes, bags, or waterfall cards, or cards that flip, or pop-up cards, pop-up boxes, all those type of things will be included in this collaboration. There are 4 of us participating, and the links to their channels, the other participants' channels, will be in the description box below. I also want to enter this into hashtag 2 crafters 1 design. This week their theme is masculine cards, and so one of my cards is a masculine card this time, and that is hosted by Melissa, who's Mo Creations, Lisa, who's You See Why I'm a Diva, and Gloria, who's Girliest Cards. And then I would also like to add on the hashtag Satmore Makes, even though it's not Saturday, but that is hosted by Jillian Norwood. And with that collaboration, she just asked that we get crafty. If you can do it on a Saturday, fine. If not, do it. Find a little time throughout the week. So I will have all the links to everybody's channels in the description box. So now, without further ado, let me tell you what I have done. This past weekend was the Weekender, which is the virtual event held by Spellbinders. It was Friday night and all day Saturday. I really did not get a chance to participate during the weekend, but I did find a little time after it ended to do 2 cards. One of them is inspired by several cards that were taught. And the other one is something new that Spellbinders is trying, and they added it in the kit for us to try. So hopefully I'll find time to complete the cards that were made, but the one that I made is a variation using a combination of a couple different cards that were taught. So I'll move this out of the way and show you what I used. All these things except for one are from the kit. This, and I'm sorry for the glare, but this is a pack of ephemera that they gave us, and so I used this pack. I use the stamp set. It's called Go Wild Sentiments. And also I did want to mention before I forget, the Weekender is still available on Spellbinders' website. You can still buy it, and you will get access to the classes along with the kit as long as it is still available. This, and I know you're like, get on with it. But the other thing is, this year, as opposed to the previous 2 years of the Weekender, the items in the Weekender this year will not be sold separately or after the event. You can only get them in the kit. So this is the stamp set, and I used also the matching die set. There is the stencil that came with the kit. It is a tropical color block. Tropical stems is what it's called. This is the one thing that's not in the kit, and I do have a Spellbinder stamp set similar, but I did not have it with me. So I used this one from Made to Surprise called Push Me, Pull You stamp set. This is from the kit. This is the 3D embossing folder, and it is a 2-in-1. It's called Tropicana Texture. there are two different textures or two different things that half of the panel is, half the embossing folder is one, half is the other. Then I use this Jungle Cat die, which I absolutely love. I use pieces of this Bird of Paradise die, and I guess I can show you the backs of these. And then lastly, this is my favorite die in the whole thing, and I can't wait to make some cards with this one. This is Rainforest Falls, but I actually only use that half circle for that. And this is a huge die set. I do want to quickly show you that there are 3 other dies that come with the set. There is this chameleon. There is this Jungle Blossoms. And then this Tiki Toucan. All of which are cute except for that chameleon. I can't get with that. So, what I've done is the first card I did is this pop-up box card. It's very dimensional, as you can see. You have lots of things going on. But this is something new that Spellbinders is doing, and this was not taught in, well, they did do a demonstration of how to put it together in the virtual event. But the box card, which is the back piece, the front piece, and this middle piece, they were included in the ephemera pack. So this is something that they said they wanted to try out to see if people like. So it might be something that Spellbinders will carry in the future with different themes. So the theme of this Weekender was Weekender Goes Wild. And so it was all tropical and jungle. So I used the 3 pieces, the front piece, the middle piece, and the back piece where the birds are. And then I added this piece here, additional ephemera with the flower, with the leaves here, and with the leaves here. Then I cut out, I had these in my stash. These are from the Weekender from last year that I've worked with the last few weeks. So I used those because I already had them cut out just to add a little extra accent. And then from that Stamp and Die set, You Were Made to Stand Out, that's where I got that from. So this folds flat. Now this is, I'm going to have to make, well, I don't think I'm going to have to make, I think it'll fit in a 5x5 envelope, which I have some of. And then you take it out and then it pops up. So that's the first project. Now the second one that I have done is this card. And this is a card that was taught in the Weekender. And actually, here's the Weekender book. See if I could show you the card that was taught. The card that was taught was this one. And as I mentioned previously, I just can't get into the chameleon. I just can't. I probably will use it probably for my nephews, but I decided to change things up. So one of my favorite dies in the kit is the Jungle Cat, so I decided to go with that instead. So I saw that and I was like, at first I was going to add flowers and things, but then I'm like, no. I looked at this, and this is where the third inspiration came from. So it's a combination of this card, the cat, and then that first one that I showed you. So here is the card, and it's quite sturdy, quite heavy because there are lots of pieces to it. But this one is using part of that embossing folder that has kind of like this just abstract jungle pattern. These are from the Bird of Paradise stamp or die set. And then, of course, the cat, which I absolutely love that. And then Life's a Jungle is from the stamp and die set. Now, originally, I had done this in a white embossing powder, but it just had too much extra, even though I used anti-static powder. It still had some extra bits around it, so I redid it with a pigment ink. I like it better, but I'm not sure that I am going to leave it like that. I might try to do the white embossing powder again and just add that layer on top because it already has 2 layers, give it a little more dimension. With the leaves, I did a little ink blending, don't know how much you can actually see, but I did the bottom and around the sides. With the cat, the feet are pressed or glued down, but then I have foam pads beneath the tail and the upper body to give it a little more dimension. Not sure if you're able to see that or not, but I use black ones. So then it says Life's a Jungle, but then you see the slide, the word slide there, and then you pull this out and it says wishing you untamed joy. I wish I had dropped that down just a little bit. I was a little too close to the top, but you can still read it. And then that's the interactive part. So in class, they show you how to do this with the mechanism to make the slide. So then you open up the card and it's still a regular card on the inside. And like I said, that slides out from that way. What I'm going to do, I did have an extra leaf that I built. So I'm probably going to add that in here. I'll probably mat it and then add a sentiment. So I don't want to glue this leaf down yet until I figure out what sentiment I'm going to use it for. This is my masculine card for 2 crafters, 1 design. And here is my label on the back. And then I'm thinking that I might use this for a Father's Day card for my brother and come up with a sentiment or some kind of saying that would go along with Life's a Jungle, wishing you untamed joy, happy Father's Day, etc., etc. So those are my 2 entries for the first installment of the 3D and interactive collaboration. Again, I will have the links to everybody that is participating. Please go visit them. It's a short group of 4 of us. So please visit, comment, like, and tell everybody about the collaboration and join in with us. There is a hashtag. I will have that also in the description box below. Thanks for spending some time with me. I've rattled on long enough. You have a great and a very blessed day. Bye-bye.